Long time ago, in a town called Magbo, there lived a man you would not forget. His name was Mr. Benji. People remembered him because he had an habit like stamp on an old note. He measured, he counted, and he carried a little calculator in his shirt pocket like a salesman. Everywhere Mr. Beji went, he carried his calculator along. At the market, he would press the keys like a drummer. In his working place, he would press the key politely under his shirt. Now, Mr. Benji's wife, Lua, was a simple woman. She did not ask for much, maybe a small gift once in a while. But Benji had a rule: measure first, then life. In Benji's house, food had a rule. Rice came in measured cup. Yam would be cut into halves. Half for today, half for tomorrow. We must not waste, Benji would say, tapping his calculator. He even went as far as measuring palm oil into small spoon, like a banker weighing coin. Even the plate for visitors had a tiny guideline. This was the life: measured, portion, counted step. Yet Benji had money, not poor, not rich, just careful. He had a saving under his bed. He had cash in his pockets. But yet, he would not spend for himself. Same shirt for years, same slippers, same pride. Neighbors whispered sometimes. "This one is a counter," they would say. Children joked. The compound women shook their head and said, "He will one day count his loneliness." But a man who cannot always hear the chorus of a compound until something make his house quiet. Every market morning, Benji walked with a small bag and calculator. He would stand at the tomato seller and ask how much. The seller would shout price. Benji would press his button and ask for less. He believed a naira saved more than tomorrow brighter. One day, Benji found a small carved wooden box at Baba Ojo's store. Benji asked for price and he bought it. When he got home, he put the box under his bed and kept the key in his pocket. One day, a small child in the compound named Musa was sick. He had fever, fast and dangerous. The family knocked on doors. The compound that day became a little army of hens. They passed Bo around, asking for the clinic money. People contributed. When they came to Benji, Mama Tola called politely, "Benji, Mama Musa is sick. Oh, I beg, small help." Benji's face went like a shutter. He looked at his saving box under his bed. He took out his calculator like a machine and began to press keys. "I no get," he said finally. "I no get small change now." The people who had watched him dropping money every night knew the sound of the lie. They knew he had money. They felt the stench. And not even the lose of losing money, but the cold of being refused when a child might die. There was a sharp quiet. Children looked. Women clutched wrappers. A man cursed softly in the kitchen. Some people muttered, "That's what this wicked man did do." Some said. That day, many people did help Musa. They pulled what they had and rushed the boy to the clinic. But the whisper of Benji no gets stuck on the compound like dust. Benji did not understand at first why people were quieter around him. He still counted. He still smiled at his money. He told Lua, his wife, "I keep money for future. Tomorrow, problem fits come," he would say. Months passed, and the saving tiny grew heavier. Benji liked that weight. He began to think the box might be full soon. He wanted another box, one big box to put new money. He said to himself, and walked to Baba Ojo carpentry store. The same man who had made his previous box. Baba Ojo knew Benji's stinginess, and he did not like being screwed. And then before that day, Benji's neighbor had come to Baba Ojo's shop, 5 of them, begging him that they needed help. They told him that when next Benji comes to buy a new saving box, he should help them put an insert inside. They paid Baba Ojo. So, when Benji came asking for a new saving box, Baba Ojo smiled in his low smile and took the order. Now, this is the part the compound tell with a half laugh and a half whoosh. Some people in the compound decided they have had enough of the man who is being too stingy. They were tired of the man who had money but wear old shirts and never gave little. A plan sharp and smooth, not to kill him and not to destroy him, only to teach him a lesson he would remember deeper than a book. When Baba Ojo finished the new saving box, but before he sealed the box, he slipped in an handful tiny paper-eating insects, the kind that quietly feast on notes and paper. Later that day, Benji happily came back to Baba Ojo's shop. He was proud. He carried the new box home, breathing like a man who had made an appointment with fortune. Each night, he dropped notes in the box and hummed his saving song. He slept well. He dreamt of his saving growing like a palm tree. 3 months into the saving, the box began to rust. Benji, one afternoon, decided to open it to count his blessing. He went to the floorboard, took the key from the mattress, and lifted the lid with a little drum of triumphant in his chest. What happiness is the kind of thing you put in the middle of a folktale to make people shout and then laugh. Inside the box, the monies were not money. There were paper, crumbs and scattered papers on the floor. The hands had made deep holes in them. Benji's money had become brittle paste and dust. He stared as if the world had turned upside down. His tongue stuck out like a man who had tasted bitter cola. The calculator stumbled from his hand as he ran to Lua. "My box," he said. "My saving box is bad. The money has scattered into papers." He wailed. Lua bent down, peered inside, and then she collapsed into laughter. Not cruel laughter, but the kind loud, surprised laughter that shake a woman's apron pockets. She laughed until she cried, and the neighbors heard the laughter. They came peeping. When they all saw the scattered money the hands had eaten, many hands smashed their mouths. Some whispered. G blamed the box. He blamed Baba Ojo. He blamed the mattress. He blamed the hands. But the truth is that his neighbors and Baba Ojo had put a little lesson into that box. At first, Beji was angry. Then, he was ashamed for a long time. He had loved his money more than people. At the first shock, something changed inside Benji. The new feeling was not the joy of counting money. It was a cold, sick feeling of loneliness. He saw children running past his gates laughing. He remembered the little Musa at the clinic, the pleading eyes, the face that he had refused to give money to. That afternoon, he walked slowly to the corner where children played. A small boy came running towards him with a broken toy. Benji reached into his torn pockets, found 2 naira. Small money, but in his word, it was a thing, and he handed it to the little boy. The boy looked surprised, then beamed. The neighbors are standing one side with a small surprise sound. A woman who once borrowed a pan nodded like a singing acknowledging a new line in a song. From that day, Beji started to change. Little by little, he did not become a saint overnight. He still checked the price of tomatoes with one eye, but his savings stopped. But he also began to give small things, like sugar for the neighbors, a naira for a child who ran errands for him, a new wrapper for his wife, Flua, when the old one had torn. The compound noticed. He had learnt a bitter lesson that his calculator keys could not teach. Money that sits and rotten is not blessing. The saving box have eaten his entire whole life saving. But what is left to him was more useful. The understanding that money does not bring company. This is the end of the story. The moral of the story is clear. Benji learned the hard way. Keeping money alone won't save you when people matter most. Save wisely, yes, but give small when other people need you. Generosity builds a village. Stinginess builds loneliness. So, dear viewers, saving is good, but giving is greater. Thank you so much for listening to this story. Please give this video a thumbs up. Share with me in the comments your thoughts about the story. And please subscribe to this channel. Support my growth by subscribing. See you next time. Bye.